So friends, today Kasoma Farouk of Uganda is designing a lead strategy about NATO. About what? So we are saying NATO as a defensive and military alliance of Western Bloc countries formed on 4th April 1949 in Washington, D.C. The founding members were 12 nations, which included USA, Iceland, Britain, Belgium, Italy, Canada, and Netherlands, among others. It originated from the Treaty of Brussels signed on 17th March 1948. So we believe by this time that NATO started operating on 4th April 1949. I can tell you, as the communists were rising up, the capitalists formed in NATO to protect fellow capitalist countries from being attacked by the what? By the communists. So we need to know the reasons for the formation of NATO. Number one, the need to prevent the promotion of Soviet or Russian communism. It is said Russian communism was so much rising to the maximum. So by this time, the capitalists formed in NATO to protect the fellow capitalists in case they were to be attacked by the what? By the communists. Another one, to maintain peace and stability in the region. There was a need to maintain peace and stability in the region, where I can say the diplomats of NATO wanted to maintain peace and stability. They didn't want fellow capitalist countries to be attacked by the what? By the communists. It was a game of strength. Another one, to protect member states against dictatorial rule. Another issue, to protect member states against dictatorial what? Rule. The dictators were controlling the world. So there was a need to protect countries against dictatorial rule. Then to defend the territorial integrity of member states. The independence of member states had to be protected. No country was supposed to rise up and attack an independent country. A member which was independent was not supposed to be attacked, my friend. Another one, the need for unity and cooperation. The capitalist countries wanted unity and what? Cooperation. No one was supposed to rise up without cooperating. Countries, the capitalists, were meant to cooperate with one another. In other words, it was going to mean strength. Another one, the rise of Harry Truman in USA. The rise of Harry Truman in USA was the great agenda of promoting capitalism led to the formation of NATO. Because through NATO, they were going to protect the capitalists to be attacked by the what? By the communists. So Truman had an agenda of making capitalist countries to be number one. Harry Truman. Then the Iron Curtain speech of March 1946. Winston Churchill gave a speech which wasn't a speech. Winston Churchill gave a speech where he warned the capitalists that if they don't rise up, communism was going to eat up the whole world. It is this Iron Curtain speech that made the capitalists to form NATO to protect fellow what? Capitalists in case they were to be attacked by the communists. Then the Truman Doctrine of March 1947. The Truman's Doctrine of March 1947. This was a doctrine where Truman had an agenda of helping countries that were believing in capitalism. That's why they formed the NATO, to be a military alliance which was meant to promote the capitalists and to help the capitalists in case of military support against the communists. I can tell you there was a great agenda. Then the ideological differences between Russia and the Western democratic powers. The ideological differences between Russia and the Western democratic powers. Because of the differences in ideology, as Russia believed in communism and USA, Britain believed in what? Capitalism. It is this that led to the formation of NATO. Because the capitalists had to protect them what? Themselves. Then the Russian imperialism. Russia had imperialistic tendencies. Russia wanted to be great, to attack other countries. This threatened the capitalists. That's why they formed the NATO, to protect themselves against what? Russia. Against what? Russia. Then the imperial interests of the superpowers. The imperial interests of the superpowers. The superpowers had imperialistic interests. Imperialistic what? Interests. They wanted to conquer so many other areas. So it was because of the imperialistic interests that led to the formation of NATO. Because the capitalists wanted to use the NATO to promote their interests. To promote their what? Interests. Then the spy network led to the formation of NATO, where USA had the FBI and CIA. FBI and what? Federal Bureau of Investigation. It is this that led to the formation of NATO. Because through the spy network, they had the information that Russia wanted to dominate the whole world. And they could not accept this. That's why they formed what? NATO. To protect capitalists against communists. Then arms race. Arms what? Competition in the production of military equipment led to the formation of NATO. Led to the formation of what? NATO. Yes. It is said the competition in the production of military equipment led to the formation of NATO, as the capitalists feared the what? The communists. The capitalists feared the what? The communists. Then the Treaty of Brussels, signed on 17th March 1948. The Treaty of Brussels, signed on 17th March 1948. When they signed this treaty, they came out with a resolution to form NATO. To form what? So the Treaty of Brussels led to the formation of NATO. Led to the formation of what? NATO. Because they agreed that we needed to form a military alliance to protect the capitalists against the what? The communists. That's why they formed the NATO.